Okay.
So I want to make sure, is this the part where we actually go live, or are you just going to blowball us again? Are we working?
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, the great people of the interwebs? Welcome to Clickbait Sports, the show where 4 to 5, depending on who's out because of their children, YouTubers come together every Thursday and we discuss the NFL. Joining me is none other than the legendary Pittsburgh Steelers fan himself, Urinating Tree. Welcome, brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm hanging in there. I'm a little better than someone else in this chat right now.
I have no idea who you could be referring to, but welcome.
No, I'm talking about Brandon. He's pretty salty about his new coach hire.
Yeah. Brandon. Speaking of Brandon, welcome to one half of GPS. That's good sports. Put your hands together for the originator of pornography. Brandon Perna, welcome.
Thank you. I invented it. I am
doing?
not salty about my new head coach. I am excited. I am jazzed.
We're going to get into that.
I am
We are
thrilled.
going to get into that. But before we get into that, ladies and gentlemen, we have for you today a special treat, a treat like none other. I present to you, ladies and gentlemen, one of the fastest growing streamers on YouTube. You love to see this man's pain. The one, the only, the Packers super fan himself, Tom Daniel Grassi, TDG. Do you want to talk about it, Tom?
No.
Yes.
I don't. The thing is that after the game, thanks for the close up. After the game, it was really like shock. It was like getting into a car accident and you're like, did that just happen? And it took like a little bit of a lag for it to really kick in. And it wasn't until like maybe the next day I was like, I don't get to watch the Packers anymore this season. And then what the actual hell is going to happen this offseason? And I just recorded a 20-minute video, and spoilers, it's not really anything good. It's bad.
It's good. It's good for the rest of us, man.
Okay. So
and of course, Brandon Perna has to, get my offensive coordinator.
Oh my gosh, there's a lot to unpack here, Tom. I know, for one, I did call you on stream. I did return the favor. I saw Tree did as well.
Mm-hmm.
What was the reaction like? Like, were you getting bodied like I was getting bodied? Because I'm still getting bodied. So what's going on?
It was my Twitter DMs, my Instagram DMs. I'm still like behind when I legitimately say hundreds. Oh, it's bad. It's bad.
The worst part is this, bro. And I'll let you guys know. The worst part is the people talking trash. They don't even have a football team. They don't even watch football, and they're hitting you up, texting you, how about them Cowboys? That's the worst part.
Do you know how many Bears and Vikings fans Bears and Vikings fans have reached out to me and they're like, haha, you suck. And I'm like, where were you? Where have you been?
Yeah, Adam's not here. He's on vacation.
He's on yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's really getting it to his head. He's going to he did a low-key flex on all of us in our private little chat. So it's enjoy your vacation, sir. I hope you get dysentery.
We will see
Love
him
you, buddy.
back.
Montezuma's
next week, though.
revenge for Adam.
We will see 5 back next week. But guys, we're talking about the Packers. We're talking about their historic loss to the 49ers. Where do we go from here? What happens next? Because I was looking at some stats. You guys want to dunk on the Cowboys all the time. Well, guess what? I brought some stats today, and the stats told me Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre, they only got 2 Super Bowls over 30 years. So y'all got 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks, but only 2 Super Bowls? What's up with that, TDG? Take me through it.
I mean, in those 2 Super Bowls, how many have you won since we won those 2? How many have you
2.
won?
2.
The
3.
Cowboys? Oh, no. Steelers, you've won 2. Brandon, you've won 3.
Oh.
Scooter, how many have you won in those 30 years? How many have you won? Scooter.
What? You're breaking up. Check. What did you say?
Okay, sorry. I said that we won in the Super Bowl in 31 and then in 45. So how many have you won since then?
See, here's the thing. I'm more future focused, right? I'm not dwelling on the past. Let's look forward. And if we're looking forward, my, oh my, oh my, oh my. Jordan Love, is he the answer? Chat, we want to hear from you. Type 1 if you believe. Type 2 if you don't. Tom,
If you
your
are
thoughts.
good at looking forward, maybe you'll check out DraftKings Sportsbook and look forward to your bets this weekend. Oh, man. DraftKings got some bets for you because we got just 4 teams left. 2 games this weekend and the Super Bowl. And they are giving new customers 56-1 odds on any team to win. And if that team wins, you bet $5 and you get $280 in free bets to play with after that if your team is victorious.
Mine's not.
Yeah.
Well,
None of our teams
tough cookies, son.
are in the Super Bowl. I am the most recent Super Bowl winner, which is hilarious.
Well, Steelers can still go Super Bowl. They just got buy tickets.
That is true. Brandon, I'm not going to lie. That was a 10 out of 10 transition to that first read. 10 out of 10 transition.
Yeah, it's a good transition. If you don't have the legal sports of betting in your state, don't forget DraftKings Daily Fantasy. You can do daily fantasy. And if you're already signed up to DraftKings, take advantage of their same game parlays for the championship weekend of games. You just got to use code. Oh, damn, where'd it go? Where'd our code go? There it is. Clickbait.
My fantasy is that the Packers hit and blow it in the playoffs. That's my fantasy. Yeah. Can DraftKings make that happen?
I mean, if you bet enough, maybe. But I'm not going to guarantee it. Link in the description. Code Clickbait. They take care of us. You take care of them.
That was 9 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10. I'm not even sure. That might have been a 10 out of 10 read. Great job, Brandon. But let's finish this dunk session on Tom. Let's fully wrap it up. I also saw a stat. This now brings Aaron Rodgers' playoff record to 5-4 in Lambeau. Right, y'all got to play it. Y'all better play the Cowboys because that's the only place y'all can win.
7-7 in Lambeau in the last 20 years.
So, Tom, where do we go from here? Break it down for the people. Let them know that the future is looking bleak. How bleak, though? Let them know.
Well, I mean, again, I literally, right before this episode, recorded a 20-minute episode breaking it down. But the problem is for the Packers is that everyone's talking about Aaron Rodgers and everyone's talking about Devontae Adams, and rightfully so, obviously. Wow, this bottom clicker is looking real good.
Had to. Sorry.
Let me put it this way. 2 years ago, I put out a video saying the Packers have a receiver problem. I put it out 2 years ago, and a lot of people assumed that I was talking about the 2020 season. I was not, because what I was talking about was the end of the 2021 season. The Green Bay Packers are not going to have a single wide receiver on their roster. And heading into this season, every single one is a free agent, except Randall Cobb, who's most likely going to get cut, and Amari Rodgers, who we just drafted. Alan Lazard is a restricted free agent. Everybody else, they could be in the win. And we're over $40 million over the cap. 40.
Almost 45, 44.8.
It's not good. It's not good.
Are you excited to at least see what Jordan Love might be able to do? And where do you think Aaron Rodgers ends up?
Okay. The only reason I don't think, all right, the only way I don't think Rodgers retires is because he lost in the divisional game. I still think it's a strong possibility, but if he comes back, I feel like even though the Packers are adamant about extending him and stuff like that, that means one, we're giving up on Jordan Love, and two, but let me put it this way. If we bring back Aaron Rodgers, the minimum that we have to pay that man this year is $20 million. Minimum.
Mm-hmm.
That's with restructuring, and that's with him taking a veteran minimum of $1.1 million. So it's going to be a problem.
Aaron Rodgers ain't taking the veteran minimum.
He's not going to take that. No, he's definitely not going to. So, yeah, we're in trouble cap-wise.
Well,
it could not have happened to a better franchise, in my opinion. But we're not going to just dunk on Tom this whole session, although I would have liked to.
Do you think you're going to keep McCarthy for the same amount of time we did?
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. We're going to get into that. Sean Payton, rumors, who knows? Anything is possible. But
I hope you get Kevin James.
The Packers weren't the only team to blow it big. There was another team who was supposed to win. They lost too. Home team's having a rough go of it. Tree, Perna, were you guys able to watch the Bucs game this weekend?
Oh.
Yes, I was. I'm still angry at the Rams for making that into a game, and I am also angry at the Rams for fumbling every single thing. Tom Brady, you need to bury him in the ground, and you need to make sure every single holy deity is stuffed in that burial ground so Tom Brady does not rise again. We can only hope that the boogeyman of Yinzerville in Tom Brady finally manages to retire. And if we do that, everything's going to be peachy keen.
Yeah.
Perna,
please.
What were your thoughts on the game, Perna?
I think, hearing Tom Brady hint at retirement after the game, I think he saw where all of the luck went his way, like usual, but he did not win. And he's like, I have no powers left. They fumbled 4 times, and I still could not win in the postseason. I think there's a chance. He's like, my magic is gone, and maybe I should be too. And since we're talking about the Rams, the LA Rams, who beat the Buccaneers, there is some breaking news about former LA Rams coach, St. Louis Rams coach, Jeff Fisher, returning to football as a head coach of the USFL Panthers, the Michigan Panthers. I could have went with huge coaching news coming out of Michigan, stirred up those Jim Harbaugh rumors, but I tried to play it cool. So Jeff Fisher and Todd Haley now coaching in the USFL, which makes that a little bit interesting. Those are some big names. They used to be big names in the NFL.
The USFL. That's very intriguing. That's my second time now seeing the USFL. Have you guys been following at all? Is this like the new XFL? What's going on here?
Yes, it is.
I think what's happening is instead of like having different cities, they're going to have them all based in Birmingham, Alabama, playing in their new stadium instead of having them all travel from week to week. So,
is this true?
Yeah. For the first season, at least.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're going to cost.
I mean,
they had to make that decision earlier. It's a cost cutting thing. And
honestly, I like it. It's like a
pandemic at the time. It's like, look, if we just have them all in one city, we can make sure everybody plays.
Yeah,
I like it.
I will not accept the USFL unless Donald Trump owns the New Jersey Generals.
I think he should.
That's fair.
He could be president again.
Hey, he knew how to build a good team. He threw money at everything.
Tom, were you able to watch the Bucs game? Like, were you still feeling some type of way after the Packers game? Did the Bucs losing help you out internally? Because I'll tell you, the Packers losing helped me out a lot. So did the Bucs losing.
I streamed every game.
So you were live during this.
Yes.
Dude, I was up till 4 a.m. putting out videos, a Packers season fan reaction video. I did a breakdown post game that night. And then I streamed both games and did another reaction video. It helped a little bit. Here's the thing. It helped a little bit with the Buccaneers. But at the same time, I was like, well, Tom Brady's gone. Like, I think we totally could have beaten the Rams again. That sucks. Like it kind of was like, oh, that's nice. Like Tom Brady's gone, but then it was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
We could have had another shot to go.
Yeah, you're like planning what you're going to do. Like, do I go to the Bucks game?
Yeah.
Oh, we lost. There's no need for me to plan that anymore. So
you know what make it sound even worse?
Go
Literally during because another team that choked was the Tennessee Titans, by the way, who got like Packers, Titans, both number 1 seeds, both defenses played lights out. They were both great.
Both self-destructed.
During the Titans game, I get a little message from Packers QB Kurt Benkert. He's like, hey, you going to the NFC Championship game? And I was like, yeah, man, like, I don't know. Like, I'd probably like spend the money on the Super Bowl, but it's like really expensive. So I don't know if I would go to the NFC Championship game. He's like, yo, if you need a ticket, I got you. And I was like, oh, damn. Like, I might go to the NFC Championship game. So I was getting hyped and I was like, let's go. I'm going to go. And then that happened. So,
listen.
So what you're saying is that this is the new Head and Shoulders.
This could be a
you know
Head
what?
and Shoulders
But that's the
type
thing.
moment.
Benkert would have actually come through. But yeah,
That
I
sucks.
experienced a lot of emotions. It was very numbing though, because you got to say as a Packers fan, you know, I expected us to just lose in the NFC Championship game again. And I was like, maybe we'll win. But the fact we didn't even, like, I don't think anybody expected us to lose in the divisional round. Like,
Here's a question. Here's a
think it was
question. Which is more unexpected, chat? We're going to need you to vote on this. The Cowboys losing to the 49ers or the Packers losing to the
Packers.
49ers?
easily
The Cowboys,
Packers,
they
dude.
just suck.
People had the
Easily.
49ers beating the Packers.
Yeah,
Easily.
Easily.
I mean, buddy,
Yeah,
come on.
yeah.
5-1 for Cowboys.
Do
Come on,
you
man.
not remember last week and how salty and miserable you were?
How many
Well,
people
let's
said the
say-
49ers were going to beat the Cowboys? Like,
That's
I mean,
true.
I did.
Like everyone was.
I did.
That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
I mean,
I
it was
would-
going to be like a field goal, but
Yeah.
Okay. How about we just continue on with all the games that transpired before we get into the matchups for next week. So, Chiefs. You guys watched the Chiefs game. What are we
didn't?
thinking? Was this
Didn't
the
see it.
best game ever played in the National Football League?
No, but it was very good.
it's a classic. I
It was,
wouldn't. I
yeah,
wouldn't call
it was like an all-time game. But
Should there have been a squib kick? Because a lot of people are coming.
Yes.
No.
Give me the squib every
Tree.
time.
Why shouldn't there have not been a squib kick?
because you save a couple of seconds on the kick. Like you maybe drop it to 10 seconds, but
Yeah.
you're going to get the ball at maybe the 35 or 40-yard line at best. So at the end of the day, you might take one play instead of two to get down with how badly Buffalo's scheming was. They did a deep prevent covering the corners. What do you expect is going to happen? You have Leslie Frazier. That's why he's not getting a coaching job this year. And when you give up
Those big shell
that sort of stuff, I mean, if that happened, let's put it this way. We're here complaining that why didn't they kick it out of the end zone? So damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
Perna, what are your thoughts? 13 seconds left. You lose the game. Who's to blame?
Who's to blame? Buffalo's defense, number one. Even though, number one is the defense. I think, like, as a head coach, it's your job to figure out every advantage you can give your team. And I think if you can take a couple seconds off in that situation, you take that risk because the Chiefs were doing whatever they wanted anyway. Now, as a Broncos fan, I'm reminded of when Denver had 31 seconds on the clock, 2 timeouts with Peyton Manning against the Ravens, and John Fox kneels the ball like a coward. He's got Peyton Manning, 31 seconds, 2 timeouts, and they kneel and accept going into overtime and lose in the playoffs. Like, what Buffalo did wasn't nearly as egregious as that. So, and that was like... That was a classic game as well. No, that was Flacco and Manning just going back and forth, back and forth. It was insane how many times the lead changed. And the difference is, like, we're watching a young Mahomes, a young Josh Allen, and the types of things they were doing were incredible. Just like rewatching some of the plays where, like, Allen escaped pressure twice on the 2-point conversion to finally hit Gabe Davis in the back of the end zone, and Mahomes like just refusing to be pushed to the ground.
So
it was insane. So like it was a lot of fun. Obviously, I hated the result, but you got your defense needs to make a play when you do have when the offense only has 13 seconds. I guess the one thing you should credit the Chiefs for, and Andy Reid there, is having all 3 timeouts in that situation, which gave them a ton of leeway to do whatever they wanted. And Reid finally got that stigma off of him about being horrible at clock management and game management. This situation, they were prime.
My gosh, yes. Knowing when to take a timeout, very crucial. I learned that this year, the hard way. Tom, you were streaming this game. What were you thinking down the stretch? This game's coming to a conclusion. What was going through your mind? What were the Tomminess saying?
Dude, I think a lot of us were pumped for the Bills because they scored. It was funny too, because Perna and I streamed that game together, and we're both sitting there, and they scored, and we're looking at the clock, and we're like, all right, 13 seconds. Like they had 3 timeouts, but they're not going to, right? Right? And the fact that they were able to do it in 2 plays and get down there with ease, honestly, that's unacceptable. Defenses. It's just that's the number 1 defense. That's unacceptable. And I understand they're gassed, and I know a lot of people complain about the overtime rules after this, but I mean, again, you had to stop them for 13 seconds. I understand you're exhausted. Both QBs are playing at a high level, but it's 2 sides of football, right? The defense has to show up for at least a little bit. I think if you're going to change the overtime rules, you just make it a full quarter and just be like, all right, whoever comes out on top after that. But at the same time, I don't know, it's already such an offensive-minded league. I think it just caters to the offense once again.
If you change overtime rules, all you do is water down defense more than it already has been in the last 15 years. And it also you have to consider if you do a 15-minute overtime, you drastically increase the risk of injuries, especially with the fatigue.
And this is coming from a Packers fan. Do you know how many times we've gotten screwed over in overtime in the playoffs? It's happened all the time. It happens against the Cardinals. It happens against the Seahawks. It happens. So
Steelers got screwed against Tim Tebow. So whatever.
It's so interesting because there was a graphic that came up that said the Chiefs actually tried to change the rule back in 2019. They brought it to the league, and the league voted it down. So don't blame the Chiefs. They tried to change the rule. My thing is this. If we're going to change the rule, what the heck are we going to change it to? 15 minutes is too long, right? Especially if it's during the season. You go into overtime, that puts next week at a disadvantage because you just played another quarter that another team didn't have to. So it's what are we really doing? This was working fine until a primetime game, and it comes down to this, right? So I'm not sure it needs to be changed because look at every other overtime game. How many of them ended with a touchdown the first drive? Barely any. This was a very unique situation.
I think the playoff stat for that is different. I think playoff overtime, it heavily favors whoever gets the ball first.
That is correct.
Versus regular season overtime. And I think
why do you think that is, though? Why do you think that is?
Probably because
it's so interesting.
Because it's the best of the best teams. If we're talking about sorry, Tree, if we're talking about Steelers and Lions, right, which went into overtime and ended in a tie, you're not looking at the best teams in football. You're looking at the Chiefs and the Bills. They're the best teams in football. They have either the best offenses or defenses or both. And so it kind of makes sense that, okay, after playing a grueling game, the offense is likely going to walk down the field and score because they're a good offense.
So then that begs the question, should there be different overtime rules specifically for the playoffs?
Yes. First team to 100 points wins.
I like it.
If you go to overtime.
I like it. Chat, let us know. What should the overtime rules be? But we're going to transition now. I think we're actually going to get into our secondary read for DraftKings. So, Tree, take it away.
That was a harsh transition.
That was a very rough transition.
I was like a 2 out of 10.
You set me up to fail, brother.
Yeah,
all I have to say is,
I'll take responsibility.
But let's put it this way. You got the Super Bowl coming up. You have this wonderful things happening. You've got a bunch of rich people going and not caring about the product in the field, and then a bunch of people working for free for 72 hours, pretending to care about a halftime show in the late 90s or
Eminem
2000s.
will be there.
But I will say this, DraftKings Sportsbook is the premier destination for sports betting, and it's a lot better than what the Super Bowl would be. I mean, that's what it's going to be. I mean, let's put it this way. If I were to say you put $5 down on the winner of, like, maybe I put $5 on the Packers losing the Super Bowl, and I get $280 in free bets, and that ends up being panning out, you know what? That's a good idea.
Tree, yeah, bet $5 on the Packers losing the Super Bowl. Go ahead, do it now. You know, bet more than $5, Tree.
Salty,
more than $5 down.
Salty, there you go. Salty. By the way, I did want to say DraftKings Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, and unfortunately there are a few because they're primitive, and they should really legalize it because it is the wave of the future. Even New York legalized it. That's all I have to say. You still have something to play for. Huge cash prizes with DraftKings daily fantasy football contests. And I probably end up losing because everything I touch turns to crap. But you get a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with our first deposit. And then you could use promo code ClickBait at DraftKings Sportsbook to bet $5 and win $280 in free bets if your team wins. And that's all I got to say about that. That was not my best read. I'm sorry.
Give DraftKings $1,000.
Transition. It was all due to the transition.
But
we are going to transition into Perna. Do we have the punishment queued? Can we get that queued and ready to go?
Ready.
So if you are a regular of Clickbait Sports, you know that your donations go to our punishments. Whoever has the most amount of money at the end of every show will then get punished based off what you guys choose. Well, last week, I got the most amount of money, unfortunately. And you guys chose to have me slime myself. Wow. So, should we just play the footage? Shall we?
Like, I feel like this is not slime. It's just a green juice. And I'm scared. Here we go. Are we sure, like, we want to do this? Or I'm scared. It's windy. All right. I'm procrastinating. I don't. Okay. Just do it. Okay. It looks weird. Okay. Here we go. Left, right, or right, left?
Right, left.
Right, left?
Words? Thoughts?
It's in my mouth. What am I doing with my life, bro? What am I doing with my life? All right, bro. I'm done. Do I even continue going on clickbait? Bro, this is not worth it.
Oh.
I literally
A lot
did
of
that
courage to slime yourself. I would have had
did that
somebody
30 minutes ago. You're not getting my feet pictures for free. You thought. Okay.
Ooh, that's what I thought.
So,
are you saving it for the OnlyFans, Scooter?
Exactly.
Scooter,
Do it.
the way that Scooter just looked like is if he spent a night with Shrek after November.
Okay. I'm not sure I get the reference
The world was going to roll me
right now, but I will when I watch this back. We're going to keep the show.
In the shed.
We're going to keep the show moving, though. And we're going to move on to some predictions, okay? We know what's coming. We got the divisional rounds. Winner goes to the Super Bowl. Starting in the NFC, we have the Rams. Who are the Rams facing?
San Francisco 49ers. That's what
My
they're facing.
gosh. My gosh. What the heck are we thinking? How did the 49ers make it this far? Will they pull it off again? Tree, will they pull it off again?
I think so. The main thinking is the 49ers are beating the Rams 6 straight times. They have the best front seven in football, strong interior line. I think they can hold on to Aaron Donald, devise a game plan to get past a lot of their all-star defense. And quite frankly, as long as Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't screw the pooch and everyone flips out on Mina Kimes for basing an opinion, then I think the 49ers can pull it off again.
That was the stupidest crap I've ever seen in my life. Like,
What
do you know how many
happened?
people like
I'm not
had that
aware.
same exact opinion, but they were just, who was that, Garcia?
Jeff Garcia.
Yeah.
Jeff Garcia
happened?
was like,
Someone-
well, she's never thrown a football. Jesus
Oh.
Christ. Tell me you have a small penis without telling me you have a small penis. Good God,
Well,
man.
What happened? I'm unaware.
Jeff Garcia, Mina Kimes basically was like Jimmy G didn't play well, like almost like against the Packers. Like every single other person did because they didn't score a single touchdown.
Yeah, he didn't
And
have a
he
final
like
drive.
went after Mina Kimes like hard.
Oh, the
Yeah, it was a
misogyny
joke.
was coming out, is what you're saying.
It was a joke. So
Okay, that's fair. Listen, guys, women can have opinions, okay? It's 2022. Get with the times. Okay.
What? That's that. I didn't
Shouldn't
know that.
women be allowed to have jobs? Next,
Yes.
with Jeff Garcia.
Yes, they're allowed to. Okay. Wow, that just got me all. What were Rams, 49ers, Perna? Will they be able to pull it off again?
Ooh.
Also,
I mean-
why was this man talking trash after beating the Packers when you were literally the reason they should have lost? I'm sorry.
The Niners have beat the Rams 6 straight times. So I think even though technically San Francisco's the underdog here, it's really on the Rams to prove they can beat the 49ers. And they just haven't been able to do that. So I think the Rams have top to bottom the better team. Stafford's a better quarterback than Jimmy G. A lot of people have criticized Jimmy G. Obviously, but he played well when they needed to in that game against the Packers. And I want to take the Rams. I want to pick the Rams to win because I want Von Miller back at the Super Bowl more than anybody. I want Stafford in the Super Bowl, but I feel like the Niners are just on the upset path. Like
You think?
The Packers, I think they're
Okay.
going to beat the Rams. That's what my
Might be
gut
right.
says.
So we got Tree 49ers. We got Perna 49ers. Is Tom going to make it 3 for 3? What do you think, Tom? Who's winning?
the Rams.
Okay.
The reason why I think it's going to be a little different is because the last time they played in the last game of like the regular season, they didn't have Cam Akers back. Cam Akers coming back the past 2 weeks. He's been running really well in the playoffs.
Fumbling.
He
a
did
lot.
fumble. He did fumble. But I think he's been playing well with Sony Michel. If they're able to here's the problem. The Packers and the Cowboys were unable to run against the 49ers. If they force just Matthew Stafford to throw the ball, then they're going to beat them because I think Stafford, who has been very careful with the football during the playoffs, but who has not been careful with the football during the regular season, I think you might see turnover Matthew Stafford come out. So I think the Rams have an edge. I really hope the entire stadium is filled with 49ers fans after they tried to block the anyone from buying a ticket unless you lived in LA. So I really hope
Wait,
that
what?
entire stadium
Hold
is
on.
red.
Expand on that.
Rams-
I heard nothing
The
about
Rams
this.
during the Buccaneers game, during the Bucks game, they said they went online and you could only buy tickets to the NFC Championship game if you lived in the greater LA area. Because the last time that the 49ers went there, so the last week of the season, Matthew Stafford's wife went on a podcast and said that Matthew Stafford had to use a silent count at home because there were so many 49ers fans that were there. So yeah, the Rams were trying to do that. And then it sold
what
out.
happened?
And what happened? What? Yeah,
Did they
sold
rescind
out.
it?
They sold
Yeah,
out. But
I
again,
think
people were gonna
eventually
buy
they took
they
it
lifted
away
it after
or
it sold out.
it disappeared on
Ah.
Ticketmaster or something. But
Okay.
there's going to be more
Interesting.
49ers fans there. That's the point.
Is that
There's-
that gets into a whole nother area? Like, should that be allowed? Should that be legal in sports? Because
I think if you own, say, a football team, you should be allowed to trick any fan who's an opposing fan into buying fake tickets to the game. So
I
if
agree.
you're the new owner of the Denver Broncos, your first priority should be making as many fake counterfeit tickets as possible, selling them only to opposing team fans, and then when they show up and they try to use those fake tickets, you arrest him, you put him in jail, you charge a lot to get out of jail, and then you use that money to continue to build your team.
If only the Cowboys had implemented something like that. So, Tree, 49ers, Perna, 49ers, Tom Grassi, Rams. I am going Rams as well. 2-2 gridlock. I'm going Rams because here's why. I've been saying this every single week. The Rams go as Stafford goes. If Stafford continues to play how he's been playing, they might win a gosh darn Super Bowl. They might win a Super Bowl, okay? Because everything else is in place. It's going to come down to Stafford. Chat, make your picks right now, 49ers or Rams. We move on to the AFC game, though, okay? I said last week, Bengals. The Bengals are the dark horse candidate.
You did.
For the Super Bowl. And they won. And it's going to be, who are the Bengals playing? Who do the Bengals play?
The Chiefs.
Bengals versus the Chiefs. Tree, starting with you yet again. What are we thinking?
I think it's
which QB has it?
I think it's going to be another offensive shootout. I think it's going to be a lot of air show, kind of like what happened with Allen versus Mahomes. I mean, I think Kansas City adjusts to how Jamar Chase had just scorched them down the sidelines. They're going to add like 2-man double coverage on them, as well as, I mean, I think what can really do that is the fact that Cincy's line is incredibly weak. They gave up 9 sacks. I think that game against Tennessee said more about the Titans than it did the Bengals, because the Titans defense played its heart out, but Ryan Tannehill decided to be Ryan Tannehill, and that's why they lost. But I did want to say as well, Kansas City's offense is just too potent, and unfortunately there's an interior line advantage there as well. I'm putting Kansas City by about 1 score.
Okay. You know what? We're going to jump over to Tom Gross. We saw that kitty goes meow. What are we thinking here as it relates to this game?
I just want to say Tom Grossi creates kitty goes meow, and the Bengals are now in the AFC Championship game.
I mean,
I just want to,
sometimes that's all it takes.
One
meme and a dream.
I would absolutely love if the Bengals win it all, because at this point, I don't want anyone else. I just want the Bengals to win, and it would make my life complete. I don't think the Bengals are going to win. And the reason why, even though the Bengals won their first matchup against the Chiefs earlier this season with some ref help, but the bigger thing is I don't think that Mahomes is going to gift the Bengals defense turnovers as much as Ryan Tannehill did. Now, there were 2 dropped interceptions by the Bengals when they last played the Chiefs, but
tends to happen a lot with Mahomes.
It does. Oh my God. Yeah. Isn't he like the most, right? That
most over the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's wild. I would love the Bengals
he
to
puts
win.
a different spin on the ball when he knows he's going to throw an interception. That's how good he is.
That's true.
He's
like, this was an interception. Oh, weird spin. Can't catch it, idiot.
It's like bowling.
It's in Hard Knocks.
But I'm going to go with the Chiefs here, unfortunately.
Okay, Chiefs. So we got 2 for Chiefs. Brandon, I'm sorry for skipping. I just wanted to change it up. What are we thinking, though, for this game? Chiefs or Bengals? I don't know why I'm talking like this.
It's because it sounds really like raspy and dark, and this game is going to be dark because the Chiefs will probably win. But what are the Chiefs going to do to Joe Burrow that the Titans didn't already do? Are they going to sack him 9 times? I don't think so.
They might.
So no matter what, unless if they get him 10 times, then credit to the Chiefs. But if they don't sack him 9 times, then this game will be easier for him. It will be like if he sacks 6 times, that's 3 less sacks. And 3 sacks is a lot. Joe Burrow, I'm really hoping we get a repeat of Bills Chiefs in that it is a shootout. I've said I think like the X factor for the Bengals is maybe leaning on Joe Mixon, who's been pretty quiet for a big stretch, but he had a couple 100+ yard games when we started to pay attention to the Bengals. And when the Chiefs were losing earlier in the season, it was because of a lot of turnovers. Like those Mahomes picks were not being dropped. Kelsey was dropping passes. Tyreek Hill was dropping passes. They were making mistakes on offense, and that's why they're losing, and they've cleared it up. But that can rear its ugly head, just like it did to the Rams, and maybe that happens to the Chiefs. But yeah, no.
So what am I hearing?
I'll take the Bengals.
Okay, Bengals. Let's go.
Kitty goes meow.
2 for Chiefs, 1 for Bengals. Bengals. Listen.
Whoa.
I am sticking with Joseph Burrow. I saw this man at LSU. He's a winner. Sack him 9 times, sack him 19 times. It does not matter. He gets stronger with every sack that you sack him.
He's a Saiyan.
Let's go Bengals. Let's go Bengals. Listen, realistically, the Chiefs should win this game. But for some reason, I'm just picking the Bengals. I am picking the Bengals. Picks are in. Split all the way. Chat, make your bets as well. But we're not done yet. Okay, we got a little bit left in this episode. And we're going to transition. Now we're going to move on and we're going to talk about, I don't know if you heard, there's some new coaches in the NFL. And there were almost a little bit more, but maybe not, maybe so. Brandon, we'll start with you. New head coach. What are your thoughts, feelings? Let's talk about it.
Okay. I got my top choice for head coach. 1, Nathaniel Hackett, Packers offensive coordinator. Now, a lot of people who want to criticize this hire are like, he didn't call plays in Green Bay.
Who's criticizing this, idiots?
Yeah. People who don't know anything about anything ever. No matter who they hired, they would have found a way. Like, the other guy was Kevin O'Connell, Rams offensive coordinator. He doesn't call plays. LaFleur wasn't calling plays before he went to Green Bay and became a head coach. Hackett's put in the time. He got the best out of Rodgers. Made Blake Bortles an AFC championship losing QB. Pretty dang impressive. The more clips I watch of Hackett, the dude is legitimately funny. He's got a great sense of humor. He's hilarious. And that's really the most important thing to me, because we're going to get somebody who might drop a joke at the podium. I don't think Vic Fangio told a single joke the entire time he was head coach. And if
there was a joke, his offense. His offense.
Well, yeah, that was a dark humor joke that I didn't get personally.
So you said it was your first choice, so that's interesting to me. Brian Flores, where does he rank on your list?
Who?
Flores. Brian Flores.
I mean,
I wasn't high on Flores for the simple fact that what he was doing with Tua in terms of development, I'm not sure he's the right guy to come in. And if we don't get a free agent quarterback, like, I don't know if he's the right guy to help develop a young QB. And I think somebody with experience in that department, like Hackett, is a better fit for what the Broncos really need, which is not a good defense, because we already have that. And to me, Fangio and like Brian Flores bring the same really good strengths to a team, which is defense, tough football. And I think Broncos fans had seen enough of that. But
Tree, you wanted to say something. What were you going to say?
I did want to say, I'm trying to think. I know with Nathaniel Hackett, all I can think of is his 2018 Jags offense. It was just, it wasn't good. I remember watching his last game as a no coordinator there. It was a bland, conservative offense, which just runs up the middle, and it cost the Jags that game. I think a lot of Nathaniel Hackett's success has come from Aaron Rodgers. I feel like it's like the Adam Gase effect with Peyton Manning. It's like it kind of bolsters him when, like, I know exactly why you want Nathaniel Hackett. It's so he can get Aaron Rodgers and dunk on Tom Grossi, which I will absolutely love if that happens.
I swear to God, I'll quit GPS. I swear to God.
You should. I would love it. I'd just
It'll
be
be
like,
PS.
two would be fighting each other. I'd be grabbing the popcorn and be like,
It'll be
That's
PS.
no, it'll be a PMS. That will be.
Speaking of,
wait, hold on. We're not done talking about Nathaniel Hackett.
What are your thoughts on losing your offensive coordinator?
Tom would have liked to keep him, says everything you need to know about the guy.
Well,
yeah. So Tom, what are your thoughts?
That's
what
the thing. Every single player of the Packers has come out and talk about how much they love this guy. I think that he's like, I understand Tree's concerns 100% because, like, you know, his stint in Jacksonville, while yes, they could go to the AFC Championship game, their defense was also dominant.
On defense.
I think, you know, spending the time that he did in Green Bay, though, I think it has definitely refreshed his reputation, because whether it is an Aaron Rodgers, but here's to Tree's point, we kind of have to look at when Matt LaFleur came in. When they first brought in Hackett, I was like, I don't know about this. But that offense was damn good. And the thing is, are we going to blame it all on Aaron Rodgers? Are we going to blame some of it on Matt LaFleur? Are we going to blame some of it on Nathaniel Hackett? And it might just be like those three guys together made it work. I mean, it could be the offensive line coach. It could be the running coach. Like, it could be a number of things. I do think that Hackett having some interest in Adam Stenavich, another Packers coach, is a huge problem because he's our offensive line coach and he is really good. So if Hackett is able to get him on the Broncos as well as their OC and kind of build a team that is already similar to the Packers, I think he's going to find success there. And again, I know that's not all of coaching, but like the players loved him in Green Bay. They look. Rodgers, fun fact, last year made a joke that he doesn't want Hackett going anywhere unless he goes with him.
Well, looks like that might not be a joke any longer. I'm not going to lie. If my offensive coordinator gets a job, I'm not going to be too pressed. Kellen Moore is interviewing for a second time with the Jacksonville Jaguars. We can get into that. Let's talk about the Jaguars coaching situation. It was reported, Brandon, actually, I think you know a little bit more about me as it relates to this. Do you want to talk about this situation with Leftwich and everything happening?
Yeah. So the Jags were looking to hire old Byron Leftwich out of Tampa Bay, another hot offensive coordinating candidate. And there was reports starting to emerge on Twitter. I think it was Monday night saying, Leftwich is going to be a Jags coach by tomorrow morning. Book it. Didn't happen. Didn't happen the next day. And the reason we are learning is because Leftwich doesn't want to work with Trent Baalke and basically said, like, I want complete control of
who is Trent
personnel.
Baalke?
He is
for the people
Jags
unaware.
GM. He is the god-awful Jags GM who was god-awful in San Francisco. And
Leftwich basically said, I don't want to work with this dude if I'm going to be the coach here.
Yeah, and that's been like a story about the Jags. Like, a lot of coaches aren't interested in that job because of Baalke. And who's the GM Leftwich wanted to bring with him, Tree?
Adrian Wilson out of Arizona, former safety, really good, strong safety for Arizona for a while.
So now it's like, are the Jags going to do that? Don't know. They're interviewing more guys. Supposedly Vic Fangio's interviewing with them for the head coaching gig. So, like, I just like
Kellen Moore's interviewing. Bro, Kellen Moore's interviewing again. I don't understand. Look, at the beginning of the year, I could have understood some of the infatuation with Kellen Moore. But you look at how the Cowboys performed down the stretch, how we performed in our last playoff game. It was the offense, bro. The offense was the problem. We lost a game. Our opponent scored 13 points. Why are you bringing this man in to interview? He can't score more than 10 points when we needed it the most. Like, our play calling the last couple of games was just abysmal. So to me, it's actually bizarre that teams are interviewing Kellen Moore. I know he's young. I know he had all this hype in the season, but I just don't understand it now during the season. You look at a lot of forums, Cowboys fans say, go to the Jags if you want to go, Kellen. We don't. So we'll see what happens. It's very interesting. Tom or Tree, who do you think ends up being the coach for the Jags?
I think they pull through with Leftwich in the end. I think
I was just ripping those pictures.
I got you, buddy. I got you.
Hey, Gardner Minshew wouldn't be a bad coach for Jacksonville either. He'd be better than Urban Meyer. I mean, look at that Chad energy.
I mean, look at literally that specimen of a human being. How do you not want him on your team?
Where does he get that from? Like, what?
I think he works out.
Yeah.
I mean, the sword.
I think it's just wrestling gators.
I mean, I mean, I have a sword. And I think almost everyone on this show has a sword.
I mean,
Tree has a sword. I have a sword. You have a sword. Scooter. Five has a sword. Perna, you got a sword?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the better question is who doesn't have a sword? But moving on, Sean Payton. He says,
lightsaber.
You know what? Hey, look, I don't got Drew Brees anymore. Jameis Winston, this other dude, he's not even really a QB, tight end hybrid. I'm out, bro. I'm out. I'm retiring. And then you got people like me. Not so fast, Sean Payton. Come on over. Come back to Dallas. We'll throw you guys a 7th round pick for the Saints. Tree, how likely is it Sean Payton coaches for the Dallas Cowboys? Not this season, but next season.
I don't know, man. I think he's dealing with burnout. He might take a couple years away from the game. Because remember, Bill Cowher left for burnout reasons. He hasn't been back in 15 years. So he probably realizes I'll probably get like an analyst job on TV. He'll probably be on CBS or NBC, maybe ESPN. Give that a shot. If he likes it, you know what? He'll be the next John Gruden. And then maybe have some rumors pop up here and there. But for the most part, I don't know what else he has left to accomplish. He's got a ring. I mean, he's had a lot of playoff pain, especially these past 10 years. But, I mean, he might be going into the Hall of Fame. So what else does he have to accomplish and risk his job unless somebody's throwing a ton of money at him? And for Dallas, I feel like they're trying to groom Kellen Moore.
I know just the person to throw a lot of money at Sean Payton. Perna, what ultimately ends up happening with Sean Payton? What do you think?
I actually have a question for you, Scooter.
Go on.
Because it came out today that Dan Quinn is returning to Dallas. He has decided to stop interviewing his head coach. Are you excited about that?
Yes. We wanted Dan Quinn back. That is who we wanted back. A lot of people are actually saying, you're thinking we're grooming Kellen Moore. Some people are saying Dan Quinn came back because he's just waiting for Mike McCarthy to get fired because he didn't take that timeout next season in the playoffs, causing us to lose another game. And then Dan Quinn just slides in, yak him, and there will not be a 28-3 situation with us. That's what a lot of people are thinking. But yeah, Tom, what are you thinking, though? Sean Payton, Dallas Cowboys?
What I said on GPS, I am standing by. I want Kevin James to just walk in during a press conference and everyone in the organization just pretends that it's Sean Payton for the entire season. Then Sean Payton returns to the Saints the following year and acts like nothing has changed. That is the reality I want to live in. And that anything less will be disappointing.
You know what? I'm on board with that. I completely 100% agree. Yep. Is there any other coaching news that I'm unaware of that
the Bears
I miss?
Yep,
the Bears.
Ryan Poles. And a couple GMs too.
Have the Bears have, bro, I'm just honestly, I am shocked. Brian Flores, guys. I'm honestly shocked about Brian Flores that this man has not landed anywhere. He led the Miami Dolphins. They won 7 games down the stretch, bro. The Dolphins. This man can't even get an interview. But the Bears. Yeah. What are we thinking? Are we liking this new
Matt
hire?
Eberflus?
Eberflus. I think they really needed a defensive coach. That should have been their focus because their last one worked out really well. And the tag team of Ryan and Matt obviously has brought multiple championships to Chicago. I think that you bring it back again. You don't invest in an offensive line. And I think you have the recipe for the same exact success that you've been getting.
I think what they need to do, I think the McCaskies were too cheap to change their nameplates of Matt and Ryan, so they just hired the same guys named Matt.
That makes a lot
of
sense.
Ryan Poles, I'm hearing good things about. Eberflus, I'm like, he's okay.
Are there any Bears fans watching right now in the chat? Let us know how you're feeling about the hire. Earnestly. Perna, your thoughts. Eberflus.
I think Eberflus might be an underrated hiring. He was with Dallas, right? And he was their linebackers coach and passing game coordinator or something defensively, and then went over to the Colts for the last few years. And the Colts defense has been good. But outside of that, I don't know anything about him. I don't know what he has that would make him a good head coach. But I know, like Tree said, they're high on their GM hiring. So If he likes him, then you gotta trust the new GM that you brought in is gonna make the right pick. Again, it's tough when Justin Fields is such a huge question mark. And I don't know if Justin Fields is good. Like, we all assume Matt Nagy. We all assume he's horrible.
He did not look good in most of his games, but I don't know how much of that was the offensive line.
Yeah, and it's like, you want to see. He made a few good throws here and there and made some good plays with his legs, but I don't know if he's good. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is good. But you wait and see. And now you got like the Vikings. They got to make a hire. The Giants got to make a hire. So maybe Flores has a better shot at one of those places. I think
the Saints too.
The Saints. Although I think that's Dennis Allen's leading the way there.
Raiders, I think they're looking at Josh McDaniels, which
they are
hysterically at.
Josh.
Dude, please try and be the Patriots because it's worked so well for every other team that's tried it.
I think does he do what he did to the Colts to the Raiders?
Or even worse, what he did to the Broncos.
He'll go up to Mark Davis and just say, "Find me for that," and then just leave and go back to New England.
Yeah, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe Antonio Brown posted a picture wearing a Ravens jersey.
He loves Lamar Jackson.
Ravens, you should really sign Antonio Brown. You will love him.
He'll rage quit
by week 8. Trust me. Do it.
Okay. Last question before we do the roundup and get into the ending final counts. Does Antonio Brown, and chat, join us. Type 1 for yes and 2 for no. Does Antonio Brown play in the NFL ever again? Yes or no?
2 is yes.
I'm going to. Tom, what are we thinking? Yes or no?
You say 2 is yes or 2 is no?
1 for yes, 2 for no.
Oh. Well, I think he's back.
It's like
the Ravens
when they just go to.
I don't think he goes to the Ravens. I think I think someone in the middle of like next season decides to like pick him up if he's still hanging around, just to try and bolster it and see if it can work.
Anything is possible. Stranger things have.
I mean, if there's some other people who can get on rosters for things that they've done, I mean,
that's fair.
Antonio Brown.
But Antonio Brown's done it 4 times. So
yeah. I'm telling you, recency bias. You leave enough time tree, people might get desperate and be like, "Yeah, sure, why not? Let's sign him to like $750,000 contract."
Anything is possible.
He'll still burn it.
But we are now coming to the conclusion of the show. Get your super chats in. We're about to add up everyone's score, and then we're going to choose a punishment. We're going to put 30 seconds on the clock. Get your punishments in. The countdown starts right whenever whoever's triggering it pushes the button.
I pushed that button so good. Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did. 19, 17, 16, 15, 4. Your Zonos, they got looter slime, that's what they were for. Oh yeah,
slime, that was water.
He said, what the heck is that? Not gonna do it.
Bro, the angle was so weird. I'm gonna have to post on Twitter.
You needed to thicken up that slime. It was very watery. It was like you were dousing yourself with green food coloring.
It said add water. That's all it said. And I added water. And
have you ever seen Nickelodeon slime? It's like thick and goopy.
I've seen, bro. Nickelodeon is right over here in Orlando. That's where it used to be. And then they moved to Los Angeles.
Universal
$200. There you go.
Oh,
what the heck is this?
Ooh.
There you
go.
Bro,
read the chats. Read the chats. I'm at 243. Tom, how much do you have?
510.
Let's go.
Whoa.
Let's go. Tom Grassi.
47. Thank you guys for saving me.
I figured
I'm at 162. Tom, congratulations. You are the winner. Let's get some confetti. Here he is.
At least Scooter made 800 when he
That's true. That's true. Tom Grassi, you are the loser and the winner. Wow. We have to come up with a punishment for the creator of Tommyism. Chat, let us know. Get your punishment ideas in. Didn't someone donate an idea? They're like, have him do this dance to something?
Yeah, it was like an outfit and a dance, a Queen's thing. It said one-piece Queen dance and make a music video doing the dance, plus make your version of Queen's song and get the uniform. I don't know what that is.
I
don't know what it is either, but I like it.
One Piece Queen.
I don't even. It's.
I
Like
mean, I know what
anime,
One Piece is. The
Yeah, I know
goated
idea
anime
will just
series.
have been to like
The goated anime series with 5,000 episodes. It's unfinishable. One Piece suit.
I don't know what this.
I
is.
typed in One Piece suit, and it's just a whole bunch of women bikinis.
Are we gonna get copyrighted like we did for trees?
Oh
yes,
yeah,
100%.
Yeah, that's a little obscure. It's a good idea.
What are we thinking?
But...
What are we thinking? There's book reports. There's essays.
As I said, my thinking was every Green Bay Packers special team gaff on loop for about 3 hours. But
3 hours. Someone suggested wearing a Jimmy Garoppolo jersey during the stream on Sunday.
I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed.
I would say go a full bore, and I would say maybe a Chicago Bears Robbie Gould jersey.
Also not opposed.
Oof.
How about
Oof.
how about this?
Oof.
Are you planning to stream these games?
I'm streaming these games, yes.
So maybe we do one jersey 49ers for one game, one jersey Chicago Bears for the other game. What are we thinking? Perna, what were you going to say?
I mean, that's pretty good. I'm thinking maybe the Robbie Gould jersey during the if you can get it for the stream, but also Tom has to go out and kick a field goal in Robbie Gould's jersey and make us a little video of him doing Robbie Gould game-winning field goals for the 49ers.
I wonder if I could get into my high school and like get on their field and kick a field goal.
That'd be cool.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to get into it, but I could try.
Yeah,
and
I'm still searching for a
I can find a couple trees to kick a ball through. With a
and like
Gould
after
jersey.
the ball like goes through, if it's the trees, you got to cut to like 49ers fans cheering.
Yes. All right. You know what? I will reenact it. If that's the part, I can reenact a Robbie Gould game-winning field goal.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be tight.
There it is. The reenactment of a game-winning field goal. Don't worry about wearing the stuff on stream.
I'll buy the jersey. Yeah, I'll buy the
Robbie
Robbie Gould.
It's Robbie Gould. I don't know why. I know it looks like Gould, but it's definitely just Robbie Gould, right?
I don't care. He's a Gould.
Okay. So wrapping up the stream, Tree, what's coming out? What do you got coming out next?
Well, I'm gonna have something out in the next few hours. It's on the Bills Chiefs game. So hoping for something good there.
Bills Chiefs
Greatest game coming out.
Yes, again.
Wow.
I'm getting
what's
competitive
dropping?
with my stuff. I need to check.
On youtube.com/thatsgoodsports. What's coming out?
I posted the Nathaniel Hackett hiring video today, so that's the best you're gonna get. And GPS tomorrow morning with Tom Grassi.
Oh, where can they watch that, and what time is it?
That's Good Sports or Tom Grassi Comedy at
And
9
what time?
a.m. Mountain. 9 a.m. Mountain. 11 Eastern.
9 a.m. Mountain Time. Tom, what is coming out on the channel?
I'm putting out a video tonight, probably within the next hour, of what the hell do the Packers do now? Like kind of just like recapping everything that's happened, where they could be in the offseason, looking at their cap space, potential like players leaving, all that great stuff. You know, Benkert's in Wisconsin, right? I'm in New York. That's but I'm doing that, and there's gonna be a Bills fan reaction video tonight. So
I will be waiting for all of those. And for me, I got a Cowboys video coming out. Cowboys videos after the divisional round.
they don't have a Robbie Gould jersey anywhere. What the hell is this?
On
eBay,
the
dude,
lookout.
eBay.
That's going to do it for Clickbait Sports this week. We'll see you back next week, all 5 of us. Ooh, did y'all get that pun? Okay. See you guys next week, Thursday.